Welcome, everybody, to the Daily Download, August 30th. Wow, so much to say. What a bombshell on the internet last night with 100 Thieves and the mob. I'm going to talk about that because I just watched The Other Side this morning. But anyway, this is the show where I talk about all the news and stories from the esports and gaming world. And don't forget to go to ritualmotion.com. You can check out all the news, stories, things like that, all the great content and channels, and also Blockbots with a Z.io is minting right now. You can mint it online on the website right now, so go check that out. And the news is from rexopportunity.com, so you can go check out that website and subscribe to the daily download. So I'm going to start with the news story. Listen, I'm not one to on the show bring up sort of personal drama. This isn't TMZ for gaming. Not really interested in that, but I think it's really part of a bigger story. So just to very quickly summarize what happened, there's a group called the Mob that were content creators for 100 Thieves, and one of the members, Frosty, came out basically saying that the org treated them like shit and didn't pay them anything, and they were didn't have enough money for food, etc. And when I hear stuff like that, I'm almost always on team creator side because I know that esports I'm in the game. Like I see it firsthand. And I know this happened. So I really was like 100%. This is so typical. And I'm not surprised that a big organization would really underpay their players and or their content creators and things like that. Even though I am technically, usually on team management, I really, yeah, I mean, he made a very compelling case, and we kind of heard this a little bit with Tifu and FaZe, about how much the percentages that the orgs take versus how much that the creators or streamers take, and so everything sort of was, kind of typical of what you would see in this type of relationship where you have a very big, strong organization with 100 Thieves, which is able to, leverage their name and their power to get a much better deal with creators that are much younger, sometimes even underage, things like that. And his argument was, I got taken advantage of and I didn't know better. Anyway, so Nadeshot, yeah, I mean, listen, he comes out with a 90-minute response, so you should check it out. You got to listen to it on like 2 times playback speed, okay, because there's a lot of breaks in it. But fascinating take, and a couple of really amazing takeaways. One is just that he's like, I'm 30 years old, which is old, in esports, and like I don't do drama. I don't do internet drama anymore. Like I'm not getting into a tweet storm with this person, and instead of making sort of a cookie cutter or rehearsed video, he really just went very raw and like very on stream, just showed and explained his side. But what was interesting is it's not that he was just defending their position. It's that he said many times they just didn't work hard. And I was shocked. Like, wow, like it's one thing to say, maybe we didn't have the money or we didn't have the budget. And he does say that they had a $2,500 budget, $2,500 a month per person budget, and these guys they have to pay their own rent, but they chose to be in a $10,000 house and whatever. But the part that was so interesting is saying these guys just didn't work hard, and he went through it. And I don't know, I'm still shocked. Like I'm still processing, someone saying that and calling people. Okay, usually we just sort of take the high road. When someone gets fired or doesn't work out, I'm sorry, it's not a good fit. We use a lot of these nice euphemisms. Very rarely do people tell the truth. You know that there's a famous Seinfeld episode about telling the truth and all how all the bad things that happen when you actually tell the truth to someone. But he told the truth, and I really respect that. And I just found it really interesting that sometimes people need to hear the truth, and the truth, according to him, of course, there's 2 sides, but the truth is, according to him, is that they didn't work hard. They had the opportunity to make money, and they didn't work, they didn't hustle, and they didn't make some good choices, and that's where we are today. So anyway, it's all over the news. Deserto has a great piece on it, so you can check that out, or honestly everywhere. So check out Nadeshot, Frosty, and the Mob. that whole scenario. So I, again, normally not one to talk about TMZ type of stories and things like that, but I don't know. I think it's interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Uh, there are a lot of really interesting stories today, actually. Pretty surprising. Um, some ones to think about. So, first one, there's a lawsuit over Fortnite dance was dismissed in court. So, in case you don't know, Fortnite has all sorts of emotes that you can do, like my kids love this one and whatever, all sorts of dances. So, the question is, can a type of choreography be have copyright to it? And the answer is yes. Um, but Fortnite, Epic Games still won, and here's why. So the lawsuit that accused Epic of including this copyright dance without the creator's permission was dismissed. So the suit was filed by YouTuber choreographer Kyle Hanagami, which he alleges that the emote in the game was taken from one of his own copyrighted dance routines. But the ruling, so from the judge in California, which really says that, listen, an entire choreography from start to finish, 100% you can't steal it. It's a piece of art, that you create and you copyright. But one or two dance moves is not. And it's kind of similar, we kind of see that in the music industry. What happens when a song sounds a little bit too much like another song? Now, it's not the exact same song start to finish, but if you copy just enough of it, it could still be copyright. We've seen tons of cases that have gone to court. And there's some nice examples. Sorry, just a tangent, but I remember there was a Rolling Stones and a Katie Lang, Rolling Stones did a song that had a copyright of a Katie Lang song. And instead of going to court and making lawyers rich, and I think they said it like this, they gave her writing credit. So anyway, whatever. I don't know why I mentioned that, but yes, you could work it out. In this case here, I don't think Fortnite can just give Kyle a choreography credit, but sometimes they do work that out. Anyway, just an aside. So the judge essentially says, hey, a couple, 1 to 2 dance moves, consecutively, you just can't copyright. So they won that one. And I guess that's a win for Fortnite and a loss for Kyle. But yeah, anyway, it's just interesting that that type of thing could come up in court. All right. Another amazing story. So honestly, one of my favorite football games ever is NFL Blitz. It was in our very arcade style. It was violent. It wasn't about realistic gameplay. It was about hard hitting hits and touchdowns, and throwing the bomb or the Hail Mary. Like they had some great plays there. So 25 years after the series is launched, and this is 10 years after the last edition. They came out with a whole bunch of editions. So NFL Blitz is returning to arcade format. So Arcade One Up, I don't know if you've seen them, but they make the sort of small, sort of personal or home-based arcades. They have NBA Jam, they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whole bunch of IP that they've been buying and making these awesome stand-up arcade cabinets. So they are remastering this series, and the first 3 games will be released this fall. And it's got everybody: Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Jerome Bettis. So it's going to be NFL Blitz Legends, NFL Blitz, Blitz 99, and Blitz 2000 Gold Edition. So they're really releasing all of them all in one shot. Pretty freaking cool. The only one that's also, so Meta, Facebook, is now linking Instagram's NFT posts to Facebook as the market for digital collectibles tanks. So yeah, kind of a outgrowth of the crypto winter is the value of NFTs have taken a hit. But it's good to show that Meta is really trying to support that economy, to support that industry, by allowing your NFT digital collectibles to be posted on Instagram. And if you're among a expanding group of people with access, then you can now share posts with your blockchain verified items on Facebook as well. So as you know, you can share posts to both, but when it came to NFTs, it's just Instagram, and now you can be able to share them to Facebook as well. Uh, that's really it. A lot of financial news came out, so if you were into that, you should check it out. Astralis, big esports team from Denmark, released their earnings. It's kind of hard to say if it's good or bad, but I think the trend we're seeing is still losses, but a lot of companies are narrowing that loss, and Astralis had major improvement. It's hard to fall. I was trying to calculate the currency because it's in kroner, and I was trying to figure out what does that look like in US dollars. But anyway, so definitely that's one to follow. A whole bunch of others will be releasing their earnings in the coming weeks, and so check that out. Otherwise, that's it for me. Oh, didn't see the comment. Making lawyers rich. Yes, yes. No offense to lawyers, but sometimes I just like when artists will settle. I think the Rolling Stones example is a good one. I'm sure there's many others. And if we can all just get along without suing each other, isn't that a better world? So I'm Boca Ben. Don't forget to check out ritualmotion.com. Lots of great content, lots happening there, including the block bots, create to earn, view to earn NFT collection. It's going for 1 Solana. So you can go and check that out. And I'll try to be back. Hopefully back tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody.